That's how you want to end it? Like that?
Yeah.
Noah and Jae.
Hey y'all, it's Noah.
And Jay. And today we're going to be tackling questions while putting together this gingerbread mansion.
That we got from Costco.
Costco, the king of stores. Get you a card.
This says, let's see, it's our largest house and over a pound of icing and candy.
So much sugar, so much sweets.
Woo. Let's see what we got. A lot of peppermint, little decorative candy,
Snowflakes or
some
something over
icing.
there.
I'm glad that they put the house together for us and we just
We got to scoot a little bit as he makes a mess.
I think I broke it. But we can fix it.
Damn.
Oops. Okay. Here's the icing. Whoa.
Get that out of the way. So, now that we got everything out of the box, I'm going to go ahead and ask one of the questions. First question being, how did we meet?
We met at a concert, went to go see Brandy, and my mutual friend knew his mutual friend, and that's how we met. And yeah, we met at a concert. That's that question.
I'll ask my question. Don't push that part. Push this part. What's things? More lighthearted question. One of my favorite subjects. What is your favorite meal right now? What's your favorite meal?
My favorite meal is seafood.
Any kind of seafood.
Any kind of seafood. I fry my seafood. I make my own tartar sauce. I love me some seafood.
Does make his own tartar sauce, which is very good. My favorite meal right now would probably be maybe oxtails with some rice and beans, some cabbage, some curry goat maybe.
Do love some oxtails.
Yeah, oxtails probably. Yeah, with rice and beans and cabbage. Rice and peas and cabbage.
Okay. What was your first impression of me?
First impression of you. It was a little bit too much. He was a little far out there when I first saw him. He had the blonde hair. He was a little geeked up. He had his bow tie on. And, and I think he had the high pants on. Thought he was cute, but he was a little bit too much. He was a little far out there for me the first time I saw him.
Well, I was from Atlanta and we was extra there, honey. Extra. My first impression of you, you had some glasses on too. You was really skinny too at that. And then you told me you was in the military and I was like, oh, honey, That's how that happened. But I told him, here's my Facebook, find me. And he found me and he messaged me really consistently. And that's what really drew me to him, because he was consistent. And we was talking every day until he came back to Atlanta. We had our first date. And then, yeah, that's how we began.
And that's what started it all.
That's what started it all. And just like that.
And just like that.
Just like that.
Oh, God.
He got me doing all the work. And
You got everything on your side.
I'm so tempted not to eat this candy because it smells good.
Tempted not to. Tempted to.
How are we gonna do this?
Well, you
ain't tell me what we better to do.
You're putting it together. So if you want to put some ornaments on your side, what's your favorite subject in school?
My favorite subject in school was math. I was really good at math for some reason, and a lot of my peers would ask me how to help them out with their math homework, to help them study, and yeah.
Okay. Well, my favorite subject kind of changed while I was going through school. Earlier in school, kind of favored science and math. I was diagnosed with ADHD, young age.
You was diagnosed with ADHD?
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, maybe not. And reading required a little bit more attention than I had space for, basically. But when it came to numbers, I kind of could deal with that a little better. But then as I got older, I kind of leaned more towards English and things of that nature, because that was just kind of like a memory thing, and having a better control of English language kind of made more sense to me. But yeah, and then obviously music was always a favorite of mine.
So my next question is, what made you ask me to marry you?
After the times that we had together and the trials and tribulations, I realized that I could trust you with my heart, and I could trust you with life in general. I knew that if I could trust you with my heart, my finances, etc., then it would be worth it to see where this thing goes as far as the long haul in marriage.
And why did I say yes when you asked me to marry you?
Yeah, why did you say yes?
I said yes because no matter what we went through, all the ups and the downs, you were still consistent with trying to make it work. You didn't give up, and that's what I believe is like important if you're looking for marriage. You want to be with someone that won't give up on you.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
absolutely. So what are some of your family traditions?
One of my family traditions is we go to a place called Blue Willow every April in Conyers, Georgia for everyone's birthday. My mom's, my aunties, my cousins, my uncles, everyone's birthday. And we go, and it's a buffet, all you can eat buffet. It's really good in Conyers, Georgia.
April's Aries, right?
All the Aries, yep,
Yeah.
April.
And one of my family traditions is on the 24th of December, which is actually my mother's birthday. She would allow the kids to open up a gift on her birthday, being the giving, generous mother that she was or is. So that was something that was a tradition, because all the kids would be upset and mom gets to open gifts on her birthday and we don't get to. So she would allow each one of us to open up one on her birthday as well.
How is it living with me?
Living with him is a joy. It's such a joy. It's such a pleasure. It's a joy. It really is. It's a joy.
Good.
Nah, he's like living with anybody. You have to learn their habits, some of the things they do, some of the things that you do. You learn things about yourself living with other people. He's very consistent in cleaning out the fridge, which, because I like to eat, I tend to hold on to food a little bit too long. He's good at throwing things away, whether or not they're bad. He just assumes everything's bad and throws it all away. Other than that, we choose our own chores according to what we don't mind doing. Not necessarily that you like to do it, you just don't mind doing it. And that's how you have to break up chores in general, anyway. So like I tend to do the laundry. He tends to, like I say, clean up, do the kitchen, some of the stuff in the kitchen. But obviously we share things all the time.
Living with you is such a headache. No. Living with you is really fun because you put up with all of my craziness.
There's a lot of that.
And you're very responsible. And you love to cook also. So he's Panamanian. I'm from the South. We put those two together, like our cooking is the bomb. So that's a win-win. But it's lovely living with you. I said working with you. It's loving. It's lovely.
It's a love, live, work relationship.
Yeah.
Relationships are work, so don't let the smooth taste fool you. It is always work.
It's a headache sometimes.
Who is more of a risk taker in the relationship? A risk taker.
Who's more of a risk taker in the relationship? Of course.
Hands down.
Him scary.
I'm just not, because I gotta pay for everything. I ain't got time
Him scary.
for high insurance premiums. What you got next?
I'm like, let's go do it. And he's like, But I talk him into doing some things, and I culture him. And we get out the house and we do some things that he hasn't done before, he hasn't heard of before, and he realized, okay, it was something new to experience. And I
Likewise.
say, you're welcome.
And I do the same for him. First time he went to a museum was with me.
The first time I went to a museum was
Art museum.
negative.
What art museum you went to, Pride?
Fern Bank when I was a little kid.
Hey, you don't even
Georgia.
remember it.
I remember Fern Bank.
Okay,
we
moving
went
on.
so many times.
Moving on.
Okay, what was your most memorable moment with me?
Probably our wedding. To me, when the lady, she appeared out of nowhere, and she had a broom that was actually wrapped in our wedding colors, which is purple and gray. And she put the broom down, and she was like, "What God has put together, let no man put asunder." And we got to jump the broom.
Say that again.
What God has put together, let no man put asunder, which is in the Bible. And we got
I needed you to say it again though, because I didn't know what you were saying.
And we jumped the broom, like, and it was like literally she came out of nowhere, and it was the middle of the day, so like the janitor should not even have been there at that time. But that was definitely, like, to me, that was definitely a sign saying that we should definitely cherish, respect what we have, and make sure it lasts, and set the example for people to come.
Guess what?
What you got?
That was my answer also.
You lying.
No, I'm not. I tell people that story all the time. That is my most memorable moment because, I wanted like this big wedding. I wanted all of my family and friends there, but it just didn't happen like that because, people couldn't be there. And so we just had a small wedding. And I always wanted to jump the broom, and we didn't do none of that. We just went to the courthouse. And then for that lady to just come out of nowhere with this beautiful broom, and it was in our colors, purple, it had some silver to it, it was so beautiful. And she just said, "Did y'all want to jump the broom?" And we got to jump the broom. So I felt like that was the most memorable moment because I just couldn't believe that happened. I wish I had my phone in there at the time to record that moment.
I don't even know if phones were allowed.
I don't remember.
I don't think phones were allowed in there. But yeah, that was definitely something.
Oh, Jay.
Oops. Stabbing yourself.
What even is this part? What is this?
That's whatever you want it to be, honey.
It goes to something.
What is your dream vacation?
My dream vacation.
We don't have to use all of it.
Okay. Well, my dream vacation is to go to Japan. I just know it's beautiful. Excuse me. I just know it's beautiful in Japan. I want to try all the food. I want to go everywhere. And
I'm looking at my gingerbread. He looks crazy. I messed up his lips.
you look like you murdered him.
I mean, he's fine. He's fine. Those are his buttons.
Well, I guess I can't be talking. That's his mouth and his eyes.
Why is his mouth leaves? I don't know what's going on. Anyway,
So
it's
people
fine.
people can see from afar.
He wants to go to Japan. I think
wanna
I
go
would
to
like.
Japan.
I was definitely in my top 3, but since I have to have a different answer, I want to say Tahiti, but I don't think it's Tahiti. There are some places off the coast of India, in the Indian Sea, that are gorgeous, like, and dirt cheap. Like you can get an all-month stay for like $100. So,
Tahiti.
yeah, places like that.
Okay. What superpowers do you wish you had?
You told me this, and I cannot remember what you wished.
What's your answer?
What you wish? Well, I want telekinesis. Of all the powers, I feel like that one is probably like the go-to, because if you are a true telekinetic, you can make yourself fly, you can learn how to bend light, you can learn how to control fire, you can manipulate anything. Like it's the sky's the limit if you're a telepath. So that's mine.
Superpower I want to have is I guess just being invincible. Be invincible and can fly. That's what I want.
So you want to be invincible from the TV show.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched Invincible on Amazon, I highly recommend it. It is animated, but it is a very good show.
It is good.
What would you do if you had $1 billion right now? 1 billion. Just got $1 billion.
$1 billion. Pay all my debt off. I pay all my debt off. And then buy my mama a house. Buy me my dream house. And just be set for life. And probably a dream car too. And that's it. Yeah.
$1 billion. Similar house. I'd probably buy I create a estate for myself and my family. A nice, set off somewhere. I don't know if I would stay in the Carolinas, but maybe. And then invest a lot. Invest in black-owned businesses and black advancement at all. Obviously pay off bills. Go back to school and travel and see the world. See as much of the world as you possibly can. Like it's very important to see other cultures, I feel, and to experience what it is around the world. Because I feel like that's part of the meaning of life, if you will. It's to experience life in other people's shoes. Like go somewhere else, see what they do with their time, see how they serve the community, respect the community, observe other relationships, like experience it all as much as you can. Experience it all as much as you can. I'm dying over my top voiceover.
I was choking.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm okay. You need to stop eating the candy.
Who is more generous?
Me.
Yeah, he's more generous.
Yep. I'm more generous, thank you.
Okay.
Let me tell you why.
Why is that?
I give to the poor. Do you give to the poor?
What poor person have you given to?
Myself.
Man, you was so serious.
Myself.
Okay.
I give.
Well, in that case, yeah. But I give to him too, so.
And I give to you too.
Well, that doesn't make you more generous. You just said you give to the poor yourself, so.
Okay, do you give to the poor?
I do. I give to you all the time.
Okay, and I give to you. You poor too.
Oh, okay. No, we both poor. So yes, we're both generous.
We're both equally generous.
And we're gonna switch gears a little bit and ask a question. What's something that's not obviously sexual that turns you on?
Not obviously sexual. That turns me on about you.
In general.
Oh, in general? I guess someone's smell, their scent. Well, I guess that's the point of pheromones.
It's not obviously sexual.
Yeah. But yeah, their smell. It can turn me on somehow. Yeah.
I'll say just intelligence, like having a good conversation, being able to have a flowing conversation. Like, I guess a good conversation is definitely a turn on.
Ooh, and a good sense of humor.
Sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't got no sense of humor at all.
You funny, honey. Dang, you getting lucky tonight.
My little gingerbread man looks crazy. Look at his little candy cane nose.
You look cute.
He's seeing stars.
You punched him.
I guess a snowflake punch.
I'm just pounding candy on him. What advice would you give other couples? Something easy.
Give yourself space and grace in a relationship. Meaning, nobody's perfect. A lot of times you end up getting upset at yourself or your significant other, whatever, for should have. What you feel somebody else should have done. They should have done this, they should have done that. Where you need to take ownership of yourself, more or less. Like, you wish they would have done this. I feel like if you do that, then your perspective on a lot of situations changes. You might wish somebody does this, but in actuality, they did something different. And now you have to deal with it. Life is like, I can't remember the percentage, like 10% of other people's actions and 90% how you react to it. So you always have control of yourself. If nothing else, you can control yourself. Just, yeah.
That's a good one.
Give yourself space and grace.
My answer is, what you eating?
Pork, okay.
My answer to the question, I would say, is to compromise. Compromise with your significant other, because you need to put yourself in their shoes sometimes. You will want them to forgive you for something you would do, right? So forgive them for something they've done. If y'all are fighting about something, y'all need to come to a common ground about it and just compromise. If everyone in a relationship would just compromise, it'll make things a lot easier. Because now someone's not feeling like it's always their word, or they always get to say what we get to do today. And this person feels left out, or their voice is not heard. So I think that is important.
Compromise is very important. That's not to say that you shouldn't have boundaries. There are always boundaries needed. But definitely compromise is something that I feel a lot of couples nowadays don't do, because you have your Instagram, your Twitter, all this stuff in your hand, and you feel that there are so many options. And that's why a lot of relationships are ending prematurely nowadays, because people feel like they have all these options, but sometimes you have to compromise to make what you have work and make what you have grow.
I feel like if you have that trait where you can make it work without saying, okay, I'm gonna just move on to the next person. This ain't working, I'm gonna just move on. Then you don't need to be in a relationship. So that's not how it works. People that I've met that's been in relationships for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, they fight all the time. But they say they forgive each other. They move on, they work on it because they know that this is important. What they are trying to, their goal is important, to be together.
When you're in a relationship, and it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, any kind of relationship, it's world building. You're building a world with this person. A friend, a coworker, whoever. There's a world being built. And you can choose to develop that world, or you can choose to destroy it. Compromise is one way that you develop it. So,
I want y'all to see what we got so far. Had a Christmas tree. You didn't see that happen.
oh, you dropped. Oh, that's yours.
That didn't happen.
That was mine, huh?
This was yours.
Yeah.
It fell.
It's fine.
Here's my little Christmas tree. Don't it look delicious? I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah, he is.
Mm-hmm.
Mind the man.
See if I can pick this up. Spin it. Oh, you look like a clown over there. Oh, that's a pretty
A
house.
little gingerbread man in the middle there. You see him?
Aww. It's pretty. Aww. I want to eat this.
Probably not.
Oh,
That's a lot of
put it
candy.
down.
Oh, that's a lot of candy.
So that was our gingerbread. We're making a gingerbread mansion, and we asked each other questions just to get more information about each other, and so you can learn some things about us too. We're going to show some pictures of our gingerbread when we're completely done with it at the end of the video. So once again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
All the YouTube things.
All the YouTube things. Share. Go get a gingerbread house. This was fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ask your,
they're everywhere.
Ask your significant other, friends, family, kids even. Ask your kids. Ask them questions. Learn about the people around you. Hopefully during COVID, some people did decide to do that, but a lot of people haven't. So make sure you learn about the people around you. You'll be surprised at
What you're gonna find out.
what you find out.
You think you know somebody till you ask them a question.
Right.
Okay.
See you next time.
Bye, y'all. See you next time. Mwah.